So my presentation is going to be about cultural appreciation versus cultural appropriation. I do want to preface this by saying that the things or the examples that I use in this presentation, I have pulled off the internet. I did not create these examples. These are from people from that certain culture. So cultural appreciation and cultural appropriation, what's the difference? When I first heard about this, not gonna lie, I was super confused and I did not get it right away. So I'm gonna pull up a quote from greenheart.org. Appreciation is when someone seeks to understand and learn about another culture in an effort to broaden their perspective and connect with others cross-culturally. Appropriation, on the other hand, is simply taking one aspect of a culture that is not your own and using it for your own personal interest. To break that down, appreciation is when you're actually interested in another culture, you want to learn it, you want to be respectful of it. It's a good thing. Appropriation is just using it because it's trendy, it's exotic, which isn't the best thing in the world. So, an example that's kind of both appreciation and appropriation, depending on the situation, is henna. Henna traditionally was used for its cooling properties in India and the area surrounding it. It was good for crossing desert, but lately there hasn't been much need for henna. So it's just been used for Muslim and Hindu weddings as well as other special events. An example of cultural appreciation with henna would be if you got invited to your Muslim or Hindu friend's wedding and you want to wear it as a sign of respect. As long as you get the green light, the A-OK from your friend, you should be good, right? It should be cultural appreciation. Cultural appropriation, on the other hand, with henna is wearing it towards a festival, for a carnival, because it's exotic, it's trendy, it's the thing you do at carnivals. If you're just using it because you want to look cool with it, because it's exotic, it's different, you don't see it in everyday life, and not because you're actually interested in the history that has come with henna, that is cultural appropriation. Another example that shocked me while I was kind of exploring this topic is with food. Every culture has its own unique menu of foods. It's different from the east to the west and north to the south. But the problem with appreciation and appropriation in food is the word authentic. It's okay to, in my opinion, obviously my word is not law, but in my opinion, it's okay to own a restaurant and serve food that's not exactly from your culture or your ethnicity. But if you do that and you label it with the word authentic and you haven't studied alongside with people from the ethnicity or culture, or you are not from that sort of ethnicity or culture, that is where it kind of goes downhill. Appreciation with the word authentic would be you studied alongside, for example, in Japan, and you want to eat Japanese food, you want to cook Japanese food, and you want to open a Japanese restaurant. So you go to Japan, you work alongside with some top quality Japanese chefs, you come back and you open your own restaurant from things that you have learned while living or studying abroad. That's, in my opinion, should be okay as long as you're not kind of portraying the culture in a bad way, you're not using it to gain your own money, then yeah. But appropriation would be if you are not exactly cooking food from a certain culture because you're interested in it, you just want to do it because it's an easy way to get money. That is appropriation. So when is cultural appreciation okay? I understand that there is a thin line between appreciation and appropriation, and it can be confusing. But as long as you are mindful of the other culture, you try and be respectful from it, and you try and learn from it, that is, in most cases, cultural appreciation. Just be careful whenever you're out there, because there are some people who are more sensitive to these kind of issues than others for their own personal reasons. So I want to end this by saying to educate yourself. It is so interesting to learn about other cultures. I have had the privilege of living overseas. I've been to so many different countries, and it's eye-opening, honestly. It's interesting to see how other people eat, how other people see the world, how other people just live their lives, because their culture and their day-to-day lives affect them. So stay curious.